How do your products use or challenge conventions, and how do they represent social groups or issues? Pulp's video for common people, like many music videos, has a wide establishing shot of the band, with the singer looking into the camera. This makes the audience feel enticed and like they are the ones being sung to. The video also has a mid-shot following the wide shot. This is the same as our video. The flow between the wide, mid and close-up shots allow the shots to blend seamlessly. The camera works to establish a relationship between the audience and artist, which helps the artist's star image and provides a good transition cut from editing. We have positioned the camera in a way that makes Harry the main focus of the video. The majority of the close-up shots are of him, and he's normally centre of the camera. Our video has some long cuts and short cuts, but it always matches the beat of the song. This is important, as if it doesn't happen, the video can look out of time and unprofessional. We used longer shots when the song was slower and when Harry and Martina were close up on screen and had chemistry. The editing style is similar to Golden's video for Heartbreak Drugs, where the cuts match the tempo of the song, but when Golden and the girl are shown close up, the shots are longer, just like Harry and Martina. This adds the star image as it allows the audience to see a personal and intimate aspect of the artist. In the editing suite, Maddie made sure to sync the song to the cuts perfectly. She also used slow motion in the last scene, which matched the tempo of the song as it slows to an end. She also graded the video and changed the levels of concentration in the colours, making them more or less intensified. The dancers, where the pink popped, she enhanced the blues, purples and pinks, which were already there. Our video has an overall theme of lighting and colour. This was our main theme between the sets. The colours of red, blue and purple lights was the only thing that remained the same throughout the video and tied the sets together. I think these conventions can be quite typical of the indie pop genre, thus adhering to typical stereotypes. In Golden's video, the styling and lighting is clearly similar to our video. They too use purples, reds and blues in their lighting, and the overall aesthetic of the video is indistinguishable. The intimacy of these scenes can be typical of the indie pop genre. Obviously not all indie pop videos have scenes like these, but it is relatively easy to find a number that do. Harry's costume adheres to typical symbolic conventions of the indie pop genre. Many groups wear similar clothing, such as Brockhampton. Baggy t-shirts, jeans, trainers and hoodies are all typical of this genre. It attracts a specific audience and portrays a certain style and vibe. Not all our symbolic conventions match those typical of the indie pop genre. This becomes obvious when watching Jaguar Twins' music video for Long Time Coming. The positioning of the camera is very different to the camera positioning in our video. In Long Time Coming, the camera uses many unique angles, mainly looking up at the singer, and in many shots the camera is handheld. This technique adds a sense of unstableness and topped with the lens filters feels very psychedelic. The setting of the video varies. Some scenes are outside in the desert or in the sea, and some are in an old house overgrown with flowers. This is very different to my video, where we have clearly different sets that don't move seamlessly into one another. Even though some of the colouring in the video is similar to our video, the lighting and filters are different and overall have a very different aesthetic. This shows that even though our video has some similar symbolic conventions to the indie pop genre, it does not adhere to typical representation of the genre all of the time. A typical CD would have the following layout: 4 panels, including the front cover, back cover, inside left colour and inside right colour. Some CDs even have 6 panels. We followed the 4-panel CD template and made sure to include the typical conventions you would find: album title on front cover, artist name on the spine, the track list and barcode on the back with information in small print detailing copyright information and the record label title. The measurements of the CD were very important as it needed to be the exact same size as a real CD. To make sure this would be accurate, I added the measurements into Photoshop. The stylistic conventions of the digipack become clear when comparing it to other albums of the same genre. Both album covers have a very creative and indie vibe. They are both extremely colourful, with both people on the cover being filtered, creating a pop art aesthetic. They also have a handmade aspect to them. Our digipack has a painted background and Neek's cover has a green highlighter drawn onto the boy's head, showing that we have typical representation of the indie pop genre. Many similarities are to be noted on Brockhampton's album cover as well, such as the very bright, bold font and vibrant colours. The front cover has a painted element to it, like our album cover, and the image on the back has a similar filter on it, similar to ours before we added the filters. Most websites share the same structural conventions, the main being the layout. The page needs to be easy to read and accessible for all audiences. Billie Eilish's homepage is easy to read and use. Our websites have a very similar layout: homepage, merch page, music page. Her website has her tour dates on the homepage, and instead of an about page, it has a section where you can go into a 3D simulation of her room. This was quite odd and complicated to use. As you can see from the screen recording, it took me a while to exit this page, as even if you clicked off the page, you'd still be stuck in a room. However, it is an inventive and clever way for the audience to understand her genre and get an insight into her life. Through structural conventions, many similarities can be noted. I think the differences are specifically because of Billie's website, meaning that overall our website adheres to typical representation of indie pop. Both our website and St. Vincent's website have bright, bold neon colours on the homepage. This is a theme that carries through her website, whereas some of our pages have darker colours. The opening page can be viewed as quite sexual, as it is a bold image, but it is also the cover of her album. The only sultry image on our website is the silhouette of the dancer. The font is very original and bold, similar to our website. The font also matches our digipack, as we wanted to present a clear link between the two, whereas she uses a different font for her merchandise. We do have different fonts on our website, but the dominating font matches the digipack. Overall, the stylistic conventions are somewhat similar. The colours may match on some pages, but not all. The imagery on St. Vincent's website is much more provocative than our website, and even though both fonts are bold, hers is not coherent to her album, unlike ours. So to conclude, why you made the choices you made. Our products mainly represent typical conventions of the indie pop genre. This is shown through the digipack, where structural and stylistic conventions match the genre, as well as in the music video, where colours played a vital role. Some differences are visible when considering the website. Ours was more sensual rather than provocative. Nonetheless, similarities could be found in the colour format, meaning overall our campaign represented typical conventions of the indie pop genre. Thank you for listening.